Welcome to the NEKO-ALPHA show. I'm Neil, and I'm here with United Neko Alliance co-founder Sunrock. This is NFT Alpha and more from Japan. Today, we're looking at what's dropped this week and what's upcoming. We've got Chimerative Monsters dropping tomorrow and Kumaleon drop this week. Remember, not financial advice. Do your own research. So let's get into it. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Nice intro,
So,
Neil.
yeah, let's start off with a look at what the NFT Japan recent space. We're talking about. Why don't you fill us in on what's happening with Chimera Monsters?
Yeah, so NFT JPN, they started a YouTube channel and they dropped their second video last night, Japan time. So we are featuring their channel with in the Neko Alliance channel, and they're featuring us. So it's really great. But they dropped their second video, and they were featuring a Spaces conversation we had with SNS-san, who's got a new generative project called Chimerative Monsters. So they had a Spaces last night. Unfortunately I was late, but I joined that, and he was explaining the project, and a few people were in there, people that were featured in the video, including Mrs. San, who we haven't talked to in a while, who is JPEG's Avalanche representative here in Japan. But this is an ETH project. It's going to drop on to whitelist holders tomorrow, and then for a main mint. And it's featuring a number of other artists that, in the space, and we know a few of them. They're doing sort of a collaborative, something maybe similar to what we've been talking about, but the artists have a lot of flexibility in how they can collaborate, and also they can actually SNS song can actually do some things with the art that they're dropping. So actually, there was some information about that in the Spaces, so you can check that out. But a few people that we've talked to before: Autograph, JP Sun. Let's see, who else?
We talked to Kuichai Oniku.
Yeah, we did talk to him or her,
And Aoyoko, of course.
And Aoyoko-san. She was on the Spaces last night and said a few things, and she's one of the members of the Yamato project. So she knows well about collaborations. So it was great. Check it out. Check out the video by NFT JPN. We'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah, so that's dropping tomorrow, Friday. Where did I had that? Where was that schedule? Okay, lost it. Let's move on. Okay, so here's here's the ranking, NFT ranking.jp, showing the 7-day ranking for Japan projects. And number one, we've got Kumaleon, which is just dropped a couple days ago. Let's see what the actual date was. Looks like the 19th. And so that's just 5 days ago, 4 days ago. And this is really interesting. This is still pre-reveal, I guess, here. So the artist is Okaz, who we've talked about before quite a while ago on our show, because he was part of the Nishiki Goi, the carp NFTs that were put out by a town trying to use NFTs as sort of part of revival of the town. And if you recall, we were really impressed with his art, and we said, keep an eye on this guy. He's going to do great things. And here it is, man. This is the great things happening now. It looks like here.
Sorry,
go ahead.
That's got a lot of buzz in the Japanese community. and it was trending on OpenSea 2 days ago, I think, and it hit zero point 0.5 floor price. So it's been really it's been buzzing. It's down now, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it looks like he's doing kind of something interesting here. It says OCAS plus 14 artists, so it's another example of a big collaboration happening. And this is something we've been talking about in all our shows, how there's so much cross pollination between projects, and we're seeing it really it expand into major collaborations in generative projects now. So he says now OCAS with 14 artists, future more artists and creators, and this ERC 998, which is for people not familiar with that, composable non-fungible token standard. So I think it's kind of like a wrapper because it basically can hold an ERC 721 or an ERC 20, which is pretty interesting. So he shows this ERC 998 and then the 721s below it. So I'm not totally sure how that works, but what he's got planned there. But there's definitely something pretty interesting happening. And his art is great. That's what we noticed first about him when we ran across him before. What's this?
Nice.
So 3,000 times 3,000, 9 million. So
Am I rugged? Neil, are you there? Neil's rugged.
video, right?
Oh, Neil, you're back.
Did I get rugged?
You got rugged. You're back though.
Oh, okay.
You had just talked about the schematic, so keep pushing on.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to pop back to the collection here. This is pre-reveal, right?
Pre-reveal looks like. I mean, nothing's
Yeah.
changed since it dropped.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a case where this evolves somehow, because it does say egg, right? It says chameleon egg. So we assume that it's going to somehow get replaced by something else. And so, as you were saying, it was up to 0.5, and now it's down to 0.25. So this is a post-mint dip and possibly a good entry point. I might be looking at this later. I'm a fan of this artist since we ran across him. So
It's got a real fresh feeling to it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
like
the Nishiki-goi NFT that we covered a long time ago. And the generative patterns here, this was by Okaz, right? So this was going way back when we had this really nice generative stuff. Generative Nishiki-goi. There we go. So moving on, just quickly going to touch on number 3, Murakami holding the number 3 spot. And this week, as promised, he airdropped the commemorative NFT for Geisai 2021, 2022. What does it say 2021? I think there was was definitely just happened, but I think they may have got postponed. So there's some, I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Anyhow, the NFT actually says Geisai 2022, and it was just airdropped to all of the holders of flowers. So if you're a flower holder, check your wallet. And next we have at number 4, My Hero Sidekicks. So we talked about this a few weeks ago. This is part of the X2E Heroes, and at the time we could see that there was just like a few pieces in the collection, but a lot of interest and a high floor. So we could see that the sidekicks were coming, and here they are. So this is a 10K project. Floor is at 06, and it's pre-reveal. So this is part of the X2E DAO and the X2E Heroes project. So there's a whole group behind this, and this is leading to a game of sorts eventually, I think. And yeah, here's the web page for that. And Twitter. So yeah, that just dropped on the 19th, I think. And next we have a lot of new stuff because we've skipped a week or two here. So at number 5, we got Dragonfish Tokyo, the 3.3K items and 73% unique owners, which is very high, and a 0.17 floor. Let's get on to the items here. So what do you think, Steve? Some pretty funky looking fish here.
Love these fish. Love this art. Really unique. We're talking about it before we started recording. Really, both really into this. Just like at the top, some of the new OpenSea functionality. See what percentage of the pieces are listed. It's only 8%. So it's pretty widely held, but also not a lot on the market. It's pretty, tightly held as well, which is more common, I think, for Japanese collections than overseas collections, but pretty interesting.
Yeah, so here's the Twitter. It says, make a social contribution with NFT. So there's something going on there. And he's mentioning here.
There it is.
Listed
They're
8%.
highlighting that.
These are great numbers.
Mm-hmm.
We can see everyone is holding. And so he's highlighting the 73% unique owners.
I didn't even see that.
Listed.
I hadn't even seen that tweet.
Yeah.
It's exactly the point. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, we do. I think we do see that for a lot of Japanese projects, a low percentage of listed.
Yep.
But it's unusual to see a project of this size with this many unique owners. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely be keeping an eye on this, and also trying to figure out what it's all about, because we haven't we just ran into this. So moving on, we've got number 7, Amato official. So
Break this one down for us.
I'm going to do my best.
I think you got a handle on it. I'm going to be listening.
I barely do. Okay, so 5.6K items created a few days ago. And so here you can see it 13% listed, 23% unique owners, and an 03 floor price. So these guys, this is coming from Japan DAO. It's what they're calling themselves. Japan to the world, based on the concept of challenging samurai, disseminating Japanese culture to the world. Japan NFT Museum, official project, first generative collection, Amato. So this is, but we did run into these guys before, and we did maybe a couple times actually. So what we saw before is that this premium pass. This is what we saw before. So this thing came out first, and because it was NFT museum. We're like, okay, something's happening there. So it seems like the next thing that came out was this uh, Izana land. So Izana land is a 1K of items and holding at a 0.2 floor. So there's some kind of land thing that came out, and then where was I? Where was that? There we go. So you can see that down here, and now we're seeing the gallery was a free mint and the Amato. So they got a pretty ambitious plan going on here. Vision: Japan unites the world. And so that was the 5,555 generative. We like that number. They got a bunch of people on the team here, and we're not familiar with most of them. So we did,
Huge team, huge group there.
yeah, but we haven't run
Great to talk
across
to.
these
Great to
people,
talk to
so
them.
we'll
And,
have to.
yeah.
And there's the land, Izana, Metaverse, Japan NFT Club, the largest NFT club in Japan. So they say. Music, OpenSea. So I like this. So this is 2022. This is the roadmap. Metaverse land, art museum established, art museum opens, official character content, art museum giveaway, art museum NFT collection, real museum event, corporate events, 3D avatar collection release, metaverse avatar airdrop, and then a whole bunch of stuff for next year. And by 2024, OpenSea ranked #1 in the world. So they've got big ambitions. And here are some of the people involved. I think this is one of the founders. So yeah, we'll try to find out more about these people and talk to them soon.
Be great. I mean, they've got so many things, so many ideas, so many things they're trying to do, and grand ambitions. So yeah, it would be really nice to hear what they're doing. Talk to them, because I think we've got similar ambitions in terms of uniting the world with Japan. So it'd be good to talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be good to see how they fit into the community because so far most of the projects we run into, there's a lot of cross pollination. So it's interesting to see another, run across another group of people that we aren't that familiar with. So it's likely that there's connection somewhere. So that's it for the alpha, and then moving into events. We've got something big coming up. This is you wanna give us the overview on CAWA, Steve?
Well,
Crypto Art Week
CAWA is,
Asia.
yeah, Crypto Art Week Asia was started in Singapore last year, and they're also doing it in Singapore again this year. But it was carried out in Japan as well last year. So it was July of last year. So one of the organizers from last year is leading it this year. That's Manimo-san, a good friend of the NEKO Alliance, somebody we talked to quite a bit. She is completely developing this thing with help from some people. One of the people helping her out with a few different things, but she has reserved 2 different IRL venues. They've got a week-long metaverse venue. They've got different events that are happening. They've got a list of speakers. They've got a list of artists that they're going to be featuring. They've got a pitch event where different projects can kind of pitch and talk about what they're doing. And if you go to their website, you can see the schedule laid out, and you can see the actual venues that they've put together. There's a video from last year you can check out, but there's the timeline. So it's starting pretty soon on the 27th of September. The metaverse
Fine. Trying to find
exhibition.
the English here.
I don't think the English is posted yet. That's going to be posted later.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's the main, going quickly, but
I'm trying to get the schedule again. I think I
it's
passed by
up. It's up.
near the top.
Down
Oh, here we go.
slightly.
Sorry. Okay, schedule.
So there you
yeah,
see the metaverse exhibition, and then the main one. It's at the DMM
GMM
Azabu satellite. So there's the reception party on the 30th, and then there's the second venue, which is more of it's a really high tech, funky venue at Tokyo Tower from the 3rd to the 5th, and that's where the pitch event's going to happen. And a closing party will happen on the 8th. So if you scroll down, you can see the venues. I think anybody in Japan should try to participate, try to go to the IRL venues. And if you're not in Japan, you should check out the metaverse venue.
Yeah. So
And they're still looking for sponsors as well. So if you want to be a sponsor, you can. There's a lot of benefits from that. Contact Marimo-san, who will be able to give you more information on that.
yeah, we'll have her Twitter in the
We'll have her Twitter.
in the description. You can DM her. So that's coming up, and that's going to that's basically a week and a half of events there.
Yep.
And last Friday, we were at this event with NOX by NOX Gallery. So it was called NOX Night, and we had these. So we had NEKO-24. So NEKO from NTP, the founder and artist for Neo Tokyo Punks, was there on a panel with Big Hat Monkey and Krypton, who's from Space Crocos. So those are three interesting projects, and of course NTP is really one of the top and one of the first generative projects from Japan. And this was NEKO's very first time to do an IRL event. But he's just until recently was working in a company and doing NTP on the side, but he's said that he had just basically finished up his job like 3 days before that event, and he's now moving into full-time Web3. And this event was the first time him showing his face doxed, although they asked everybody not to take photos for the. I think some of the other folks weren't doxed, but we had so that was an interesting panel. They were, and we also had several other panels. We had Kane-rin from Media DAO and Amity Sensei, who is talking about her work with sort of as an iPad YouTuber, and then moving into NFTs. So pretty interesting event, and lots of well attended too. It was sold out.
It was nice to meet. Yeah,
we saw a bunch of our friends there.
Yeah, we saw some of our friends, but it was nice to meet Nico-san. We talked to him before a few months ago now. We did an interview with him, which will be accessible on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was one of our very early interviews before we even went to NFT NYC. And yeah, So it was really great to meet him in person and say hi. And oh, so the one of the things that was announced at that event was that NTP would do so that was on Friday, and then on and they were talking about on Saturday that NTP would be doing a collaboration with Alter Japan. There was a quick sort of live streaming or sort of looking at the setup of Alter Japan going on, and you can see here some. Here's a picture of that, and I think there were several other on the right. Yeah, that should be the right one. There was a lot of here's another one. So playlist Yellow Plays featuring Alter Japan 2022. That's on Spotify, but I think there's a bunch of here we go. Here's one. You can see some pictures from the event. That looks pretty cool. So it's great to see NFTs getting this kind of exposure at top events.
What event? What kind of event is that, Neil?
It's
The live music
like
event?
yeah, it's live music, but it's a DJ. It's like the biggest. I
Okay,
think it's kind of like the biggest sort of DJ event in Japan.
I see.
Well, Ultra Japan 2022.
Mm.
It's always at Odaiba out
Hmm.
there. Like you can see, it's a big outdoor thing at that near at the very tail end of summer.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's quite possible that that event probably took a break for a couple of years. So that might be the first one in a while.
Yeah.
Not sure if they had it last year. So it's Japan is also getting back to sort of a post-pandemic lifestyle, I think, over the next several months. So here's NOX Night. You can see Marty Mo with DJ Kucha.
And we met DJ Kucha
And
at one of our NFTers events.
yeah, so he's the NOX founder, right?
Believe so. Believe he's the
Yeah,
founder.
he's running NOX Gallery here. So that so this
Yeah,
was
he's the
his
founder.
event.
Yep.
Here's that's Kane Ring with the masked up, and Yuta.
And Yusan, who is another organizer, he did the blue chip party a couple
Yeah,
months ago, and some other ones. Uh, big big in the ape community in
and
Japan.
here's a bunch of us after that, sort of heading up the after the Knox Gallery party. That was fun too.
Called
Uh,
Nijikai in Japanese.
yeah, Nishikai, yeah, the second party. It's nice to be going to events where we have Nijikais again.
Yeah.
We're out of practice here. Like there's Sanjikais too, third party, 30, but we're not quite back into that yet. Okay, so but speaking of events, it was a full schedule this weekend because we had that was Friday, and then Saturday we had Very Long Animals had their event. I think I've got the video here, which is here we go. Let me just make this larger because this is a great little video. So this was I think it was about 150 people, and yeah, they're basically just it's a very long community meetup, and so Very Long Animals has well over 200 derivative projects now. So many of them were in attendance. They had booths set up. There was like T-shirts, stickers, um, and a few announcements from very long. So one of the announcements was that Akeem was going to be moving into more of an international role. So he was passing the baton to some new management for Very Long Animals. So two guys, Ren and the other guy. What's his name? The two of them will be taking over running Very Long Animals community in Japan, and Akeem will be focusing more on international. So there was some talk about they'll be going to London, NFT London in this fall. So they're getting ready for that, and we will probably be talking a little bit more about that with them. We discussed doing a special show related to that, and the other big announcement they had was that they're going to be doing basically a drama series. So they're doing a show. So one of their holders has a company that's producing. They're producing a show. It's going to be like an online web show. So hopefully it will be and they gave us they showed us a trailer, and they said this is like not pre-announcement, so nobody can put this up on social media. And it looked really good. Looked good. So it's basically going to be an ongoing series about two groups of people making NFTs and sort of competing with each other. And the production, it looked completely like television level production, and had a bunch of I think they said a lot of the people involved were TikTokers, but there were also we saw Emmy from Galverse was in there. So really hope that that's going to have English subtitles, and if it doesn't, we will get in touch and see if I can fix that, because I think this is going to be really cool. It could really help propel Very Long Animals to to wider fame, both in Japan and internationally potentially.
Yeah, that teaser video was really cool that they showed. It was really
Yeah. And what else? What else would you say about that event? I mean, it was just really good. It was just fun. It was so much fun.
Well, I met a bunch of new people that I had not met before. People were really active in the space, so that was really cool. Both Very Long members, Genesis holders and fan art artists, but also other people who are doing other stuff. So it was actually a really great event.
Yeah, and I don't know if they told it
This is
at the event, but they did say they showed this number 97. So there's only ever going to be 100 of the Genesis series, and number 97 was out and it was up for sale. And they said if anybody bought it at the event, that they would throw in a couple bottles of champagne. But so I'm not sure if it got sold at the event or like a day later, but it has been that this did get bought. Number 97, Very Long Eagle, and this is really a good looking. Here, let's get this. Let's see this.
this
It's
is
a
my
good look.
favorite so far. I really like this one.
There we go. Look at that. That's just awesome.
So Neil and I were talking about it. It'd be appropriate if I could get this eagle, Neil could get the beaver, and then we'll be kind of set. Both of us
Yeah. Well,
have the right animal for the for the community.
yeah, but I don't think it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be really difficult to get any of the Genesis holders to let go of their Genesis. I don't know how we're going to manage that, but let's put that on our bucket list.
Yeah, I was talking to Ren-san last week at the NFTers, and he was saying it's been a couple months since somebody's sold anything. Just really nobody's relinquishing their very longs.
Yeah, yeah. So this is interesting. Like as we mentioned, there's no, that was number 97, so it's only three left. So this is being announced as the Genesis finale. Very Long Animals Genesis will end with four animals. Series of kings started as legends. King of the sky, the eagle. king of the forest, the Hercules beetle, and king of the sea, a whale, and king of the jungle, lion. So, so the eagle's now out. So there's only 3 more left. It's just it's impossible to understate, like, probably how important this collection is going to be in the future of NFTs in Japan. So if you know, there's 3 chances left basically to get one of the Genesis collection in primary sales. And after that, good luck. But that, of course, is only the beginning. It's only really the first chapter of Very Long. So that's, as we just mentioned, they're going to be in London. Akeem's going to be focusing on international, and there's going to be much more coming.
Love that eagle.
Yeah.
I wish I could have made some moves to maybe get on that. Need to get some potato. We got to get our potato, Neil.
We got to get our potato.
We got to stack potato.
The potato is actually something that you can get gifted to you. I'm not sure if it's ERC20 or if it's just something like they keep track of somehow. But anyways, if you contribute to the community, then you can get potato gifted to you. And if you get potatoes can be used as a discount on buying merch or even buying the Genesis NFT. So, yeah, and 1,000 potatoes is basically like 1 ETH off of the price. So that's it for the upcoming. We're looking at CAWA Crypto Asia Week, Crypto Art Week Asia is starting next week. We're just sort of in the final figuring out when our next NFTers meetup will be. It'll probably be next Tuesday. We'll let you know. So that will possibly be in conjunction with CAWA. We're figuring that out. So watch Twitter for that. And if you are not already subscribed to this YouTube, please subscribe. Give us a like. Turn on your notifications to find out when the next one's coming out. Follow United Neko Alliance on Twitter. And follow OX Neil and OX Sunrock on Twitter too. Anything else, Steve?
I think that's it. Talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing that the generative collections keep coming, and we're just seeing, you know, this may be a bear market, but there's just been so much happening this summer in Japan that it just feels like you're a part. You know, it's a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger.
Totally, I agree.
So on that note, let's move into the closeout.
All right, close us out.
Yeah. The eagle and the beaver.
Oh, right. So, I don't know. Let's work on that maybe. Let's stack some potato and see what we can do.